Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another standard brew. Got a fun one today, Green-White Lifegain. Lorwyn Eclipsed brought Virulent Emissary as an additional playset of Soul Sister effects. It has Death Touch, interestingly enough, this time. As far as our Cares About Lifegain cards go, we have a playset of Essence Channeler, a playset of Halia, and a playset of Exemplar of Light, and of course a couple cases of Uneaten Feast, which helps us sort of grind out matches. This also is a Bright Glass Gearhulk list, another reason to be in green, I think. Helps you find a critical mass of your Soul Sister effects to really kind of go off, and it enables some really kind of strong turns with Essence Channeler or Exemplar of Light if you have it on the field. Voice of Victory to help enable our ETB stuff very quickly. Classic combo with Halia. Couple Seam Rip to find off of Gearhulk. Playset of Get Lost, just solid removal right now. Could be sheltered by Ghosts. We have more of an aggro slant generally, but I think just being on instant speed removal in general is quite nice, and we're going to smash mono red probably anyway. I don't think we really need extra life gain. Just kind of helps spread things out across our main board and sideboard, so we don't have like 4 sheltered by ghosts in the main, and then also have to put instant speed removal in the side. 24 lands, including 3 abandoned air temples and 3 restless prairies. And then, as for our sideboard, there's a little bit of spicy tech here. So, Cheeky House Mouse, I was thinking, like, how are mono-green landfall matchups going to play out if we run into mono-green landfall? Because, for the most part, game 1, they're not going to interact with our stuff, and we might be able to just beat them down with a big Exemplar of Light. But games 2, they're going to bring in, like, Meltstrider Resolves to pick off our early creatures, and eventually, if they hit a Sapling Nursery, they're going to have a pretty tough board for us to swing through. Well, Cheeky House Mouse, it's got this sorcery adventure stapled to it. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater this turn. So that's their 3/4 tree folk creature tokens, right? So I'm imagining a scenario where late game we have this really, really big Exemplar of Light because they haven't really dealt with our stuff. So we have a bunch of life and a bunch of big guys, and the way they win through that is by making a bunch of tree folk. Well, what if we have this sort of silver bullet effect where we can just kind of like one-shot them with a big angel? Kind of interesting. I'm not sure that it'll come up, but that's my solution to mono green here, along with a couple Paw Patch recruits for dimmer tempo, a Johnny generically good in grindy matchups, some Bright Glass Gearhulk targets here in our Graveyard Hate, as well as an Authority of the Consoles, Rest in Peace, and a playset of split-ups for go-wide creature matchups. Hopefully we run into some mono red today. Hopefully we run into some Izzet prowess, matches that care about life total. Hoping to dodge 4-color elementals. I kind of feel like that'll be a bad matchup, but we'll see. All right, match 1 on the play. Pretty good opener. We have a turn 1 case into turn 2 voice into Essence Channeler to kind of go crazy here. Main deck voice gives us pretty good points against control lists. I don't know that this is the most competitive list in the world, by the way, but I think it'll be a good ladder list, especially at the start of the season. And it'll be fun. The matches will be fast. Hopefully we'll be able to do some cool busted things. Like make a huge Essence Channeler kind of out of nowhere. Turn 2 voice. Also curious to see how good the Bright Glass Gearhulks look. They've played pretty nicely in testing, but I'm not sure that the meta is suited for this card right now in general. It's a little slow. Okay, well, we get to start popping off with the Essence Channeler. As far as our mana base goes, ooh, another one. Get this on the field. As far as our mana base goes, we have these Temple Gardens and Multiversal Passages to shock ourselves to be able to give these flying. I actually kind of wonder, is it worth holding on to the passage? It's a little crazy, but say we don't hit our land drop next turn, it'd be better to have 2 Essence Channelers on the field, be able to give them both flying and go for the kill 2 turns from now. I'm going to try that out. I don't know if it's correct, but I can imagine that winning a game kind of out of nowhere. At the very least, I think I'm okay delaying this 1 turn. I know we have 2 4-drops in hand, but this guy is going to spiral out of control pretty quickly. Would be nice if we had access to the green-white pain land. Not in standard anymore, unfortunately. We could also play Starting Town, something to consider. But I decided not to go for Starting Town because we have these 4-drops in the deck. Didn't feel super right. Another Gear Hulk. Well, this might pay off. Go for another Essence Channeler. Trigger the Essence Channelers. I'm going to swing in with everything here. Force some blocks. Big boys. And then next turn, this is 13 in the air. They do have to take this. And then maybe if we draw into another. If we draw into like a creature, like a 1-drop creature, that'll be enough to grow the channelers. If we draw into another shock, could be enough damage over the course of turns. But these guys are going to stick around. They don't really have any main deck ways to deal with these big boys, I believe. It's a gambit. We'll see if it pays off. I suppose worst thing they could do to us now is go like Sapling Nursery. But they only have 2 forests on the field. Ice Till. Cracks a Promising Vein. Getting their land drops going. We have a lot of live draws. Halia, any of our 2-drop creatures or 1-drop creatures, right? Seam Rip would be fine. Just clear out the Curator and swing in. Another shock. Okay. Well, I think we just go for it, right? Because if they have Harmonizer, they can kill us next turn kind of no matter what. And these will get Vigilance, which is kind of nice. Put them to 2. Pass it back. It is funny how, in retrospect, drawing another shock would have let us play one of our 4-drops for lethal. But still, this could work out. Not Hundo P guaranteed, but it's looking pretty good. Badgermole Cub. It's a good sign for us. Might form Harmonizer. And they do have Trample. Can we block enough, though? Probably not. Unless they make a real mistake here. They start doubling on the Ice Till. Crack the Promising Vein. Oh, crack this Promising Vein. Yeah, I'm like for sure donezo, right? Interesting. Oh, well, I thought it was I thought it was an interesting line at the very least. Yeah, we're dead. There's no point in pretending. They have a million land drops, no get lost in hand. It is funny how I do kind of get punished. Bring in the cheeky house mouse tag. Maybe a ghost vacuum. A ghost vacuum is fine. But I'm going to stick with the split ups at the very least. Go down. We probably want the Seam Rips. We want the Get Losts. Voice of Victory is a little rough. Hard to swing in with the Voice, typically into their boards, I think. Maybe go down Upright Glass. Try it like this. Game 2. On the play. Okay. I mean, this is a great opener for us. Double early Essence Channeler with the synergy with Get Lost. I mean, this is pretty much what we want every time against this matchup, I think. Essence Channeler has been pretty impressive to me. Grows incredibly large pretty quickly. Keep our shocks open here. Swinging for 1. They could fight my Channeler here with a Melt Strider's Resolve. Nothing we could have really done about that. We get to put a counter on the Hinterland Sanctifier. But we do have a backup Chandler. No attacks. Play another Chandler. Restless Prairie. Back to ya. Going into top deck mode here. Another Chocobo. Do they have another Melt Striders? Another Chocobo. Okay. Fabled Passage. Probably going to start swinging in with this 4-7. We can beat this as long as they don't, like, stick an Ice Till Explorer. I think we can beat this. Another Get Lost is not bad. Shock ourselves here. Hit them for 3. Pass it back to you. Llanowar Elves. Great for us. Promising Vein. Ugh. Big birds. Probably at least have to get lost the first Saz's Chocobo. Don't love giving them maps, but also don't love dying. Swinging in. Do we double block a Saz's Chocobo? I kind of think we do. Doesn't give me a clear avenue to win in the future, but keeps them from getting out of hand at least. Oh, they leave my Essence Channeler. Okay. Cracking a map. Let's just kill the other Chocobo here. Let's send this into a real top deck mode. For the both of us, I think. Hinterland Sanctifier. I think we start swinging in with this Restless Prairie. I probably should have put that on green. No, actually, I like white. In case we draw a Gear Hulk, we can also Seam Rip. Put them down to 9. Land on top. Earthbender Ascension. Decides to keep it. Big Elf. Feels like 2 more lands in hand. Okay. Virulent Emissary. I suppose let's start playing these out. And then we can swing with a pretty wide Restless Prairie board next turn. No reason to give up the Chandler. Would love a Halia. Would love an Exemplar of Light. I mean, Exemplar is probably just the best individual card in the deck. Pretty prime position for it here. Cheeky House Mouse. From downtown. What does that do for us? Okay. Well, I guess it triggers our life gain. we can... I don't think we can do anything that cute with it other than, like... I can buff my Virulent Emissary to also be able to... So I'll be able to swing in with both the Essence Channeler and the Emissary, because they won't be able to block super profitably there, I think. Might as well go for this. Not the worst top deck. Maybe I should have put it on the Hinterland Sanctifier and swing with everything. Because I guess they could just trade Fabled Passage here, but then they're just chumping with the Llanowar Elves? Okay. They kill off my Essence Channeler. I think that's fine. We get to move the 4 counter somewhere else. Is that really what they're going for? 1 card left in hand? I don't think they're allowed to do that. I think they're pretty likely to die to this Restless Prairie next turn anyway. But it feels like they have to chump. Oh, Earthbender Ascension. Goes up to 3 counters, so not super relevant here. Kill off your guys. Move my counters. Put it on the House Mouse. Big ol' 6/5 mouse. What up? Alright. Game 2 in the books. Nice. House Mouse did come in clutch against Mono Green Landfall. Not quite the way I anticipated, but worked out okay. Let's keep things the same here. Alright, on the draw. Early Seam Rip's kind of good. A little awkward with the Verge and the Prairie here. I think I'm going to keep it. Get Lost. We also have our Exemplar of Light, probably the best individual card for this matchup. Emissary is a pretty good draw. Would love a Temple Garden. Or just a Plains for that matter. Badgermole Cub. Interland Sanctifier. Go ahead and Seam Rip the Cub here. Start getting some dorks online. Meltstrider's Resolve is a fight, so they're not particularly incentivized to pick this off early. Kills off my Seam Rip. Gets to Earthbend again. Fine. We do have another Seam Rip. Keen-Eyed Curator. Nice. Plains is a huge draw for us here. Let's just go Sanctifier, Sanctifier, and then Seam Rip the Cub again. Keep them off of super big mana. We don't care about the Curator, really. If we can hit one more land drop, I'd say we're pretty much in the money. I think I'll offer this trade. Hit you for 1. I maybe should have just held it back as a blocker, but sending a message. Finds their 4th land. Ooh, looks like another... Okay. Earthbend's another forest. Untapping with 7 mana next turn. Is that even good for them? Does that really matter? It means they'll be able to cast a Sapling Nursery. Hinterland Sanctifier. Okay. Gain a huge chunk of life here. I kind of wonder if it's worth killing the Badgermole Cub. Because if what is in their hand is Sapling Nursery, they're set back a little bit if I kill the Cub now. It's probably not worth it, though. I'm more afraid of them, like... I don't know. I might as well just deal with the Sapling Nursery, you know what I mean? Makes sense to me. I guess what this could be is like a green shell that they'll be able to untap and play. But I guess once again, I'd rather just deal with a green shell. Escape tunnel. So not a nursery. Earthbender Ascension. On the escape tunnel. I should probably kill the Earthbender Ascension, if anything. Earthbender Ascension. Okay. Well, we do have split ups in the deck. Eventually could be relevant. I don't really want to give them maps. Because they're kind of lacking fodder at this point. Completely hellbent. And if I get an Exemplar of Light on the field, I'm almost certainly winning that race. They can crack an escape tunnel for 2 more land drops up front, and then another on a future turn. Let's just untap here. Halia. Halia is a good draw. I think we just hardcast her here. Keep her on the field for the future. Not have to worry about recasting her. Gain 1,000,000 life. Pass it back to you. Get a little redraw. Tapped land. I'm not going to turn my nose up at land. We have time. Depends on the quality of my opponent's future draws here. They're pretty far away from Keen-Eyed Curator being a big nuisance. And we can just block with our little Death Toucher. Another Cub. Okay, that's fine. They can Earthbend the Escape Tunnel again. The Earthbender Ascensions are going to get out of hand here pretty soon. One way this mono green landfall list is annoying is that they're able to just like kind of swing in for chip damage with their Earthbent lands, and you're not going to block them because it's just going to re-trigger all of their landfall stuff again, right? But we, us gaining a boatload of life, not super irrelevant in the face of that, I'm going to trade with this Keen-Eyed Curator. Swings with a Badgermole Cub? Trying to get me to block with Halia. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But I will block the Keen-Eyed Curator here. Hitting me for more damage. Taking more damage up front by not get losting the Earthbender Ascension earlier, right? But at the same time, once again, they are hellbent. In top deck mode. If they just draw a forest like off the top for the rest of the game, I do think we win that game. Not positive, but that's just my that's what my gut says here. Forest. Get our Exemplar on the field. Huge. We also get to swing with Halia here, I suppose. Essence Channeler, huge. Ooh, Abandoned Air Temple, nice. More untapped mana, lots of options. There's their forest off the top. Big Badgermole Cub. Tramplin. 1 extra land drop off the escape tunnel. I think we just kind of continue to take the damage. Earthbend on the escape tunnel. 2 extra land drops. Alright. Crashing in. Crashing in. I mean, I'll just block this Badger Mole Cub, but I think I'm going to take the rest. It's an extra 4 damage that they're able to provide, putting me to 6. But presumably we'll hit, I mean, we'll be able to play at least 1 creature, maybe a second. We also have Get Lost for next turn. It's a big hit. I mean, that is kind of the problem with this matchup. We do gain a lot of life, but they scale exponentially even. Down to 6. I mean, can we just kill them with this Exemplar of Light? Essence Channeler. We can also, like, Get Lost to Hinterland Sanctifier. Do they just die to this? We can just, actually, we can Get Lost our Essence Channeler. I think they're dead to that. To be able to move the counters onto the Exemplar. And trigger Halia twice. Sweet. That's a fun lethal. Nice. Match 1 in the books. 1-0. Beat Mono Green Landfall. That's fun. On to the next one. Match 2 on the play. Got a mulligan this. Okay. It's not bad. Little slow-ish. Would like to have a 1-drop in our hand, but we'll take this. We get to go turn 2 Voice, turn 3 Warp Halia, Essence Channeler, trigger Halia a bunch. The run back? The run back? Imagine we beat Mono Green Landfall twice in a row with life gain. That'd be pretty crazy. Case of the Uneaten Feast. Not a terrible draw. Would love to see an Exemplar of Light sometime in the future. Badger Mole Cub. Air Temple. So let's go Halia. Essence Chandler. Could I be gaining any more life? Swinging for 3. I mean, they'll just take 2, but 3 nonetheless. Trigger our Halia. Big Chandler. Exemplar of Light. Exemplar of Light. Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Now that's a hell of a card. I think next turn, though, we'll probably go, like, Case into Halia. Continue to swing. And then we're set up for Gear Hulk looking decent after that, especially if we draw another land. Earthbender Ascension. I mean, the nice part about this matchup, if we get the Essence Channeler on the field early, it's just gonna be huge, right? And we have a lot of avenues to give it flying with our shock mana base. Great draw, actually. Being able to fly the Chandler 2 turns in a row here, I think, is going to be pretty tough for them to beat. Lead on the Case. Outside of them getting a Nursery on the field next turn and going crazy, have they never seen this card before? It's interesting. I don't know how good it is. So I'm only on 2. I had 4 in my original build, but Late game, like actually being able to cast the stuff out of our graveyard is pretty relevant, but not being a creature makes it harder for our other life gain effects to work. So kind of some trade-offs there. Give up the voice. Huge Chandler. I mean, they either have to kill me next turn, kind of unlikely, or get a sapling nursery on the field next turn and produce more than one blocker. Because if they only produce one blocker, we can just seam rip it. Imagine if I had the house mouse in the main for this exact scenario. Put him into 5. 2 mana, 11/10 Flying Vigilance. Trigger our shit. Solve the case. Plains. Big Daddy Gearhulk. Sapling Nursery. Okay. Can you trigger it more than once? You've got this escape tunnel. I'd imagine you have another land in hand. Saw's Chocobo. Bossing Say. 2 blockers. Okay. So if we just grab a creature though. Oh, another Essence Chandler. Okay. Huh. Is it better to go Chandler here or Gearhulk? Getting the Chandler online, unlocking it to be able to swing next turn is good. We have 2 seam rips. So next turn I could go like, I could swing with this Chandler, right? They'll chump. And then next turn I go Gearhulk, seam rip with flying Essence Chandlers that are both big enough to kill. That's probably the line. We could also even replay this Voice of Victory this turn if we wanted to. Just for a little extra go wide oomph. Actually, I guess we have to replay the Voice of Victory this turn to be able to draw off of Halia. Probably fine. Indiscriminately large Chandler. Triggers. If you love triggers, this is the deck for you. If you love number go up, this is the deck for you. Big Balatro gaming. Replay the voice. Swing for 14. Clear out some material here. They throw a small bird in front of a moving truck. Fetch with the escape tunnel. That's a good sign for us. It means they don't have Harmonizer in hand. And they're not thinking about that. I mean, it is really funny to think about though, right? If we had the house mouse, the cheeky house mouse in the deck right now, that would have just been lethal off of the Gearhulk. Something to consider, maybe as a main deck option. It's not too egregious outside of this matchup, and this matchup is everywhere. You know what I mean? Well, they have the Ice Till. They're going to be producing a million Tree Folk. Hard to imagine a scenario where we worm our way out of this one. We've got big guys. We're gaining life, but they're just going to have infinite blockers now. Maybe they get cocky and they swing in. Nope. All right, well, let's go in deep, I suppose. Let's see how much life we can gain. Force them to feed the abyss every turn. There's no 1 mana thing that we could get to give these guys trample, too. Would be nice. Do we have a Melt Strider's Resolve in the main? I don't remember. No. Let's grab another case. Do we want another case, actually? Let's get Virulent Emissaries going. Eventually, we want to do the Seam Rip thing, but I think for now, just feeding this machine every turn is probably better. Gaining 1,000,000 life. Make our guys impossible to, like, block with, like, trade with favorably. Because if they let me move counters onto the Gear Hulk, say they throw everything in front of the smallest Essence Channeler, it becomes a big difference if it's like a big first strike trampler, you know what I mean? With 1,000,000 counters. Swing with the boys. Chumperoonies. I've got to be, like, there's a pretty good chance I'm just dead next turn anyway. If they have Gear, or if they have Harmonizer. I think they do need a Harmonizer to kill me, but if they do have it, I think I'm dead. They do a fetch, they trigger all their stuff. We draw a card. Ooh, another Gear Hulk. Okay. Well, the board is getting wide. Their board is also getting wide. Archdruid's Charm finds a Harmonizer. Dead for sure. So many land drops. I won't make him go through it. Dead for sure. Okay. Bring in the House Mouse. Bring in... Let's just board the same way we did last time. Actually, do we even want the split ups on the play? I think the Voice of Victories are just kind of meh. No Esper Origins, so I'm going to skip on Rest in Peace. Maybe the first one's fine. Yeah, a couple split ups make sense to me. Try it like that. Game 2, on the play. We can do better. Okay, this is pretty good. Let's skip on the Seam Rip, maybe? Interland Sanctifier, maybe? Definitely keeping this. I want the whole hand. It's probably just got to be the Sanctifier. No, let's skip on the Seam Rip. YOLO. Let's try to just do the proactive thing, maximize our life gain, maximize the potential of Halia drawing us cards in the future. Big Exemplar of Light. Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Might as well warp this Halia now. We're not going to really gain anything out of it, but I think I'm pretty likely to just cast it for 3 on turn 3 anyway. Let's hold on to the passage until we figure out what we need. Get a little more information next turn. Torpor Orb. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Kind of shuts down my whole thing. Kind of shuts down my entire deck. Imagine if I had Seam Rip. Alright. I'm not going to scoop to this, though. Shuts down your Badgermole Cub. Get fucked, idiot. Cheeky House Mouse. My guy. Okay. I mean, we could just, like, beat them down with creature damage. And next turn, if we, like, hit a land drop, Exemplar of Light just says when she has counters put on her, draw a card. So activating the Abandoned Air Temple is an avenue to drawing cards as well. Shock this in, play an Exemplar of Light, 3/3 flyer for 4. And I'm not even sweating it. I'm not worried. Size is Chocobo. Land, huge. Swing in with the gang? Do something about it. Who needs ETBs? Who needs ETBs? Yeah, my Hinterland Sanctifier is shut down anyway, brother. I'm gonna kill off their Chocobo here. Draw a card. Another land. Nice. Beats. Guess you didn't think this one through. Nice Badgermole Cubs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just kind of continue doing this. I could get a Gear Hulk on the field. But now Halia has become the Abyss. They double block Halia. I mean, dog. I'm just going to keep doing this. And now if their last card is like Sapling Nursery stuff, we have the cheekiest of House Mice. Nice. Good win. A little unexpected. I was trembling at the sight of Torpor Orb, but get fucked, I guess. Split up. Maybe we want more split ups on the draw. Let's go down a Gear Hulk, up a split up. Keeping the seam rips. Run it back. Mulligan this. It's close. Alright, pretty good. Actually, really good hand. Turn 1, Dork. Turn 2, Chandler. Turn 3, Halia. Maybe we just get rid of the Get Lost in the opener here. Just commit to being the aggressor. Lead on the Emissary here. Save our shock in case we start drawing lands and we can make use of it in the future. Chocobo. Fetch. Fine. We drew a Get Lost. Let's go for the Essence Channeler. Actually, maybe it's better to go Sanctifier Halia here. Draw a card, and then Channeler dodges Meltstrider's Resolve in the future. No, I think I'm okay risking the Channeler here. Pass it back to you. It's maybe a little safer doing the Halia thing, but I think I want to be able to start pressuring with the Channeler as quickly as possible. Counter argument, more likely to hit our next land drop if we go with the Halia route. Little Death Toucher, pretty annoying into their Saza's Chocobo. Passes it back to me. Seam Rip off the top. Let's go for the Sanctifier into Halia. Kind of feels like they've got an Archdruid's Charm here. They're contemplating. Would have been nice to be able to hold up another mana here to get lost in response. Gain a million life. Threaten to gain even more life than that. A bajillion even. Fun list. I don't know. Number go up is always satisfying to me. Always satisfying. I think this deck, something like this would be kind of miserable to play in paper with all of the counters and all of the individual little life triggers, but Arena doing all the math is pretty fine in my book. Swinging with Chandler. I think it has grown far too large. They decided to hold on to an Archdruid's Charm rather than kill off my Chandler. They grab a Hydra. Well, I can beat a Hydra. Draw off of Halia. Would love a land to be able to go Seam Rip, Get Lost next turn. Double Angel. Mossborn Hydra. Land. There's a land. Let's go for the Seam Rip first. See if it baits out any, like, Hexproof on their Saz's Chocobo. Shock ourselves. Give the Chandler flying. Swing on one in. Let's set an upkeep stop. Actually, I might as well just kill the Hydra right now. Plays around. Overprotect, leading to more damage next turn. Nice. Huge. I maybe could have swung with my dorks as well. And they scoop it up. Two match wins against Mono Green Landfall with green-white life gain. Head into the next one, feeling good. Match 3 on the draw. Decent opener. Could use a 1-drop Soul Sister. Leads on Island. Siren. Island, Siren. Okay. Let's just play the Restless Prairie here. Keep our options open. Agna Kela. Sig, Wanderwine Wisdom. I do like this card. Considered building around it. I think it's pretty neat. I think we just want to get Voice of Victory online here. We don't really care about them flipping Sig quite yet. Let's just go with Voice of Victory. And then that gives us options next turn. We can either Halia into Essence Channeler or just Seam Rip into Essence Channeler. Blood Pit's Drowner. Fine for me. Doesn't flip their Sig. Maybe we just cast a Halia here. Sets up a future Exemplar of Light. They're stuck on lands, which is pretty annoying for them. Let's go with the Essence Channeler here. Into a Seam Rip. Just get rid of the Sig. Keep that from being annoying. They may have a backup in hand. There's another. Okay. No blocks. Yeah, the backup in hand's a little annoying, but we're still in decent shape here, especially if they miss a land drop. They hit an island. Crack a map. Hit another island. Pretty good for them. Could be on Enduring Curiosity at this point. Let's just play Halia outright here, I think. Swing in. No, I guess I should probably just get lost the Sig here, huh? And then swing. Keep my Voice of Victory alive. Get the pressure going. Let's play this passage tapped on white and pass it back to you. Draw a card. Land's not bad. Land lets us go warp another Halia and then play Exemplar of Light. Pretty happy about that, actually. And if they, like, go full aggro for an Enduring Curiosity here, it's good, but I actually think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. If I just put, like, positive energy out in the universe, everything's going to be okay, right? Voice of Victory Part 2. Voice of Victory Part 2 lets me untap with a Voice of Victory next turn. I don't know how relevant that is. I have a feeling they're going to... something tells me they're on that Convoke Merfolk that lets you, like, flash in and bounce something. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cast this Halia. Voice of Victory Part 2. And I think I'm just going to swing out. They have to block the Essence Channeler, and then they probably block Voice of Victory with Enduring Curiosity here. Put them to 8. Little redraw action. Abandoned Air Temple's not a bad draw, actually, if, like, we can kind of threaten a go-wide lethal next turn. Get Lost on the Halia. Fine. Swings for 1. Really wouldn't mind, like, a Shock. A Shock could just kind of wrap things up here. Bloodpit's Drowner. Probably got to tap down my Essence Chandler. Yeah. Land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta just be Warp Halia, Exemplar of Light, right? Play a plane so we can hold up green. In case we draw a Virulent Emissary. Another Exemplar is not bad. Let's pop a map on the Voice of Victory here. Okay. Pass it back. We have enough mana to replay Halia next turn and this new Exemplar. Crack some map. Malcolm. Voice of Victory kind of shutting them down here. Oh. Okay. Get Lost is pretty nice. Can we just kill them here? Maybe not quite. Play a Halia. Oh, and they just scoop it up. They don't like how many cards I'm drawing. Maybe they don't like how slow I'm playing. I don't know. I had some options those turns. I felt like there were it felt okay to take a moment to think things through. I feel like Paw Patch is likely to be pretty good in this matchup. Just based on the kind of removal that they're likely using, including Floodpit's Drowner, right? Bring in Authority. Generally against creature matchups, I think it's pretty good. Part of the power of Enduring Curiosity is flashing into block, and this takes away that option. I don't think we really want split ups. Maybe 2. Maybe 2's fine. Let's go down. Do we want Get Losts? Let's get cut a couple Get Losts. Voice seems great. Cut a Bright Glass. Cut a Bright Glass. Just lower the curve in general here. Cut a Case. I think our creature guys are going to be pretty good here. It's not like they're going to seam rip our one-drop dorks, you know what I mean? They'll save it for the Essence Channelers and the Voice of Victories. Okay. It's not the best hand in the world, but it's not bad. We have a Voice of Victory. We have a Paw Patch Recruit that we can Offspring here. Doorkeeper Thrall on the Virulent Emissary. They think they're so clever with their little stop all ETB antics. But we've seen what we're capable of. Shock ourselves here. Try our Voice of Victory, see if they care or have any sort of response. They do not. Huge for us. Let's get a Paw Patch in. Doorkeeper Thrall and Torpor Orb. Doorkeeper Thrall and Torpor Orb shut down Offspring. So no need to pay that extra mana there. They have nothing, which is kind of crazy. That's crazy, right? And we, once again, find ourselves in a situation where we have a wide board and exemplars with Abandoned Air Temple. Who needs ETBs? Who needs them? Enduring Curiosity. Leaving up blockers. Huge draw. Who needs ETBs? I guess we just swing like this. Let's hold on to the Voice of Victory. I don't think there's a reason to trade it away quite yet. They go for blocks. Dog, you are so out of this game. It's not even funny. It's a little funny. It's a little funny how, I don't know. You would think this is pretty good against us, but it's kind of just like, okay, you got a little dinker on the field, you know? Ing Swift Savior. Airbend's the Voice of Victory. Split up. Yeah, go for the voice here. Force some action. Flood Pit's Drowner. And then we go Paw Patch Recruit. Oh, we're gaining life again. Oh, let's go. I kind of forgot that's what our deck does. Oh, let's just play another Exemplar then. Go for a little redraw. Nice, nice. Huge, huge. Swing for 2? No, they'll just trade with the Flood Pit's Drowner. Big Hoss coming in. A classic Timmy style card, but man, it's when it's good, it's good. When it's good, it's really good. Really threatens to close out games very, very quickly, especially with the density of life gain effects that we're able to pack, splashing into green. Another Doorkeeper Thrall. Oh, nice. Well, this ought to be lethal. I guess they can just block with Aang. So maybe it's not quite lethal. No, let's go Halia. Maybe it would have been lethal if I just fired up the Restless Prairie. I was just too eager to start gaining life. So don't at me if you're like, don't be in my comments being like, you could have seen ripped the Doorkeeper Thrall and fired up the Restless Prairie. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm too busy making the number go up. Making the number go up. Drawing cards. If that line existed, then good. Count it as a win. I got triggers to put on the stack. 2020 Angel. Draw some cards. I don't know why they're still in this game. I mean, okay, even if they wiped the board right now, who cares, you know? They scoop it up. Nice. Match win. 3-0. 3-0. Green-white life gain. Keep it rolling here. Match 4. On the play. All right. Feeling unstoppable. So we'll keep this. Essence Channeler has been looking awesome. Gear Hulk. How's Gear Hulk been looking? Fine. We haven't cast him too much. But it is nice. I mean, let's compare it to like Bree of Clan Stout Arm. Similar sort of spot as this value 4 drop. Kind of like Exemplar of Light 5 through 8 as far as our card advantage like area is concerned. A little more self-sufficient than Bree. Doesn't synergize as directly with our life gain stuff, but actually having the flexibility in our sideboard to pack one of Graveyard Hate pieces and like the House Mouse idea, I think is actually not bad. I think it's an interesting angle. Also really helps us like in matchups without a lot of interaction hit a crazy critical mass of life gain effects on the field. Iron Claw. Love to see that. Love to see that. Let's just go ahead and seam rip this guy. Play a forest here. Love to see the Hired Claw. Temple Garden. Go for a Chandler. Gearhulk's going to be pretty good here, I think. Play a tapped Temple Garden. I don't think like the shocking ourselves for flying element is going to be as important as just preserving a little extra life up front. Delny. Okay. I know what we're up against. That go wide attack triggers build. Go for a Gearhulk here. Let's grab... Probably another Seam Rip is pretty good. We could just get our life... We want to get at least one of our life gain pieces, I think. Let's grab a case. Let's grab a Seam Rip. Swings in for 2. I think we're just going to start cracking back. Kind of feels like they don't have anything. Okay, Hylia's a nice draw, actually. Swing in for 4 here. They could have more Lightning Helixes in hand. Maybe we hold on to Hylia. Kind of thought about this after the fact, but I'm going to hold on to Hylia to be able to gain enough life in one go to like solve the case, I think. So I'm going to risk one more turn here. We can just activate the Abandoned Air Temple, grow the Gearhulk. I don't know if it's the best line. It is the line I chose. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have to do it. I'm just worried about I'm worried about Lightning Helix on the Hylia. I guess I could play around that a little bit by just warping the Hylia here. Doesn't really make a difference, I guess. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we have no choice but to just keep swinging. Try to race him. Start firing up the Restless Prairie in the future. Not much we can do about the Delny here. Resolute Reinforcements. Wide board. What's our best draw? Maybe just like an Exemplar of Light? Sheltered by Ghosts that's not in the deck. Frontline Rush. Big Delny. Is this another front? Oh, okay. Alright, put me out of my misery. That's fine. Good stuff. Nothing we could have done about that anyway. Delny being unblockable, usually I'm not like I love Delny as a card. I recognize I don't think it's like the best thing to be doing. But the unblockable there actually came up pretty relevant. Bring in the split ups, bring in the Authority of the Consuls. Paw Patch is probably okay here. Gives us some more go wide and pretty nice late game if we manage to like stick a couple Paw Patch. Makes their removal a little worse. Go down a couple Gearhulks. Oh, keep the Hylias. Go down some Voice of Victories. What else do we cut? Cut a case, maybe? Case for an Authority? Yeah, seems okay. Elmero Dawn. Match 4. 3-0. Green-white life gain. Into game 2 here. Down a game. Mulligan. Keep. Split up. Do we just put back an Emissary here? Maybe we just put back a Get Lost. Lead on a Prairie. Hold off on the Emissary for a moment. See what we want to do with the split up here. Stadium Headliner. Out the gates. Play a tapped Air Temple. Let's go with the Sanctifier here. 1-2. Critically. Contests their 1-1 Headliner. Arabella. Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Could just wipe the board. Could swing for 1 and wipe the board. They just probably block with Arabella. I doubt they double block that. Is that too obvious? Okay. I think I'm okay with this. Sufficiently annoying for them, I think. Clean little 2 for 1. Ooh, nice. Land for our Exemplar of Light. Actually, really, really big game here because we get it under Lightning Helix. As a 4/4. Now they have to get Lost It. Draw into Essence Channeler. Huge hit. Feeling pretty ahead here. Iroh's Demonstration. Okay. Not the end of the world. Iron Claw. Tap to Sacred Foundry. Get Lost for the War Leader's Call. Probably worth just getting that out of my life sooner than later. At the same time, the Essence Channeler grows faster if I play the Emissary first. Let's just do that. Big Essence Channeler. Pass it back to you. They could Lightning Helix. Maybe it would have been better to, like, because a lot of their removal is damage based, going for a Gear Hulk first, get more dorks, and then just go for, like, huge Essence Channeler up front. No guarantees that they won't be tapped out by then, though. Or no guarantees that they will be tapped out by then. Hexing Squelcher. We do not care about Hexing Squelcher. Split up. I'm just going to go for the Gear Hulk. Him big. Helix on the Channeler. Triggers on the stack. Let's grab an Authority of the Consuls to play around Song of Totentons and then a Paw Patch Recruit to get extra triggers. Swing for 6. Pass it back to you. Get Lost on the Gear Hulk. Interesting. Leaving my Channeler. I recognize that this moves its counters, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know if I care about the Hexing Squelcher. We are just outgaining by a lot at this point. And I don't think they can win through an Authority of the Consuls. Their, like, late game Haymaker is Song of Totentons. And there's a Frontline Rush. Big time rush coming out. We take some damage, so our Essence Channeler grows. Do we have a secret lethal here? I don't think so. Play Paw Patch. Gain a bunch of life. Swing for 10, Vigilance. Put them to 2. Not a whole lot they can do here, I think. Nice. All right. On to game 3. Get to see game 3 here. Would love to see Authority of the Consuls in the opener for game 3. A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. Opponent mulls to 6. Not the best hand in the world, not the worst hand in the world. Mana's a little slow, but I think Paw Patch is decent here. Voice of Victory. I think I just have to kill the Voice of Victory here. I don't like giving them maps, but I also don't like giving them Voice of Victory. The Squelcher. Oh, we're squelching. Split up is a good draw. It'd kind of be nice to be able to like warp Halia and cast a Paw Patch Recruit. I'm just gonna play a Prairie here and pass. If they play a War Leader's Call, I'll get lost it. But I think with the amount of lands I have in hand, it's okay to sort of play this out a bit slow. Map on the Squelcher. Are they trying to hit their third land drop here? Is that what this is? Sure, I'll bite. Nice. Okay. Sure, I'll bite. Play a Halia. Offspring the Paw Patch. Nice being able to get 2 ETBs with 1 card in this list. Draw a card. And then next turn we have Sanctifier into Halia to draw again. Opponent stuck on lands. Force the advantage. Go for the throat. Sanctifier. Doing this pre-combat. It probably doesn't super matter, but they might think about going for a Lightning Helix at some stage of this. Did I do that wrong? I guess I was never going to gain 3 life off of these 2 anyway. Frontline Rush. Ooh. That's actually pretty good for them. I always kind of forget about Frontline Rush making goblins. I usually just die to it with the damage mode. Well, we get to start firing up the Abandoned Air Temple next turn, and we still have this split up that we've been sitting on, which lets us get aggro. Helix on the Halia. Not great for me. Exemplar of Light, pretty great for me. Good window to go for this. Get a redraw. Bigger Exemplar. Authority of the Consuls, yo. Nasty with the Exemplar of Light. Now it's basically like, okay, you have to have removal right now, or you're never dealing with this. Like, you're never beating this, basically. They go for a War Leader's Call. Hinterland Sanctifier. Redraw. And then let's set an upkeep stop. Probably just plan to go for a redraw on their upkeep. Alternatively, we could just kind of go pedal to the metal. But I think I kind of like the idea of buffing these Sanctifiers as well. I think long term, we're already in a really good position defensively. Like, we're kind of in a good position on all angles. Force the Get Lost in their upkeep. They're not really going to be able to do anything proactive here. Authority of the Consuls on the field. Big Rabbits swinging in. Go for a Chandler. Continue to fire up the Temple. And they scoop it up. Nice. Good match win. Felt pretty good there. Denying their early maps on the Goblin Squelcher to keep them off of land drops. Felt like the right choice in retrospect. Allowed us to play out our lands and sort of develop our slower hand into gaining advantages off of Halia. Yeah, one more match could seal the deal with a nice little 5-0. It's been a while since I've gotten a 5-0, and especially so with a green-white list. I haven't been playing too much Selesnya lately, so let's see if we can do it. Match 5 for all the marbles on the draw. Man, it's really close. It's great if we hit our second land. It's fine if... I think I'm going to keep this. It's a little risky-bisky, but we have avenues to redraw if we hit our second land here. Gran. Let's just go ahead and deal with this. More Hinterland Sanctifiers. Lessons, the final boss of the run. Gran. Are they also on a one-lander? No, okay. No! I I guess we lead on a case. My hubris. It all comes crashing down. Everything I worked for. Everything I worked for. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. Mulligan the one-landers. Especially blind. You have nothing to lose. Yeah, sorry, you have everything to lose by keeping a one-lander. Nothing to gain, really. No. All right. Let's go for another case. Going for the cases because they can't kill them. If we draw land, like go hot on lands now, we could still be in this, maybe. Probably not. A free swing in Granny is not something I love to see. Opponent taking a second. Oh, we're swinging. The nice part about this is now if I play Halia, I get a redraw. There's a Verge. Huge. Let's go. If I go Voice of Victory and they quench it, I'm not a happy camper. But I'm also not that happy if they quench my Halia. So I'm going to lead on the Voice here. Force a little bit of action. Gain some life, perhaps. I mean, if they had the quench, they would just rip it here, right? Almost guaranteed. Just to be able to do something with their mana this turn. There's the quench. They rip. Not as quickly as I expected they might. Grand's online. Could be too little too late for us. We do have a big mass of rabbits in our hand. Spirebluff Canal. Ral for 3 mana. Okay. Making some otters. Essence Chandler. Let's go for the Halia here. Continue to try to hit land drops. Getting punished. Solve the cases too. Not irrelevant. There's a plains. Nice. You can sacrifice these at instant speed for some reason. If that's relevant. I guess maybe if you had like a flash deck. Kind of interesting to be able to like actually in your upkeep sacrifice my Case of Uneaten Feast and then Aven Interrupter your Black Lotus or whatever. Firebending Lesson. Kills my rabbit. RIP. Would you have scooped by now? Leave a comment. Leave a comment. I don't know. We're kind of in it. Another plains. I guess I just go for Halia here, right? Or maybe I go Rabbit Essence Channeler. That's maybe better. We have the plains. That's like our best draw. Save the Halia for later. Pretty likely that the Essence Channeler is Dunzo. Firebending Lesson on a Sanctifier. Okay. Are we in this? They are pretty close to ulting Ral. But if they have a land in hand and draw a land, they might have to minus Ral, which is not something that they hate doing, but continues to be that much farther from ulting, I guess. They minus Ral. Discards a Storm Chaser's talent. They say they have enough otters. Combustion Technique. RIP. I don't think there's any way I'm winning this game, but I'm going to stick it out. Because why not? So tuck in. It might not be that long. I mean, these otters are getting pretty big. Gran is here too. I think I'm just going to try to take my window next turn, go for the Exemplar of Light. Or maybe I go Rabbit Hylia. I think I have to go Rabbit Hylia, right? Because I'm like super dead to the otters otherwise. And if I just like play an Exemplar of Light, they level up the talent, bounce it, kill off Hylia. Exiled, kind of relevant. Hellbent, but they have a Ral. Pass it back to ya. I mean, it's just the fact that these have prowess, right? If these were just normal ass tokens, prowess is kind of a crazy mechanic, and I don't think enough people talk about it. I'm not saying it's busted, but if we imagine power creep in the arc, like the way that's going to, the trajectory of that in the future, like how much better of a creature can you get for these strategies than like a 1-mana 1/1 prowess, just generally speaking. I know like Swift Spear is kind of like the prize example of what like a powerful prowess creature looks like, right? Haste, 2 toughness, importantly. But like how much better can these get? This 1/1 prowess creature comes stapled onto 4-mana return like stuff, like 4-mana infinite value basically with Boomerang basics. I am dead here. It's just hard to imagine a future where these aren't power crept in a situation that it's not problematic, I guess. Like look at how much bang for their buck they're getting off of these 1/1 these 1-mana 1/1s. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. Not complaining really, just they're strong, right? And the better like spells continue to get, the better prowess continues to be. The better prowess gets, the better spells continue to be. Just kind of feeding each other forever. Bring in a Soul Guide Lantern. Bring in a Ghost Vacuum. Rest in peace. Against that start, Authority could look okay. Split Up could look okay, but I think we're better served trying to not let them get to that point. They're on Iroh's demonstration, probably. I think we did see at least one. So maybe the Paw Patch is not the best idea. Maybe we go like up a couple Paw Patch, down a couple Virulent Emissaries. Because if we're going to get Iroh'd, I guess I'd rather... No, maybe that's wrong. I think we like the Gear Hulks over the Exemplars. We're guaranteed to draw off Gear Hulks if we resolve them. Go down an Exemplar, go down a Hylia. Keep the Voices, go down the Get Losts. Even though they're on Ral, I don't really want to be in a position, especially on the play, where I have to Get Lost Ral. I think I'd rather just try to angle my deck in a way that I'm just ahead out of the gates. And them playing Ral is more of a liability than like a good play for them on the board. It's okay. It's not a great hand. Pretty slow. But we'll keep it. 4 lands with a Gear Hulk. Early Seam Rip. Emissary contests Gran, which is nothing. Opponent taking a moment. Consider their options. Standing in the way of my 5-0. Got another 4-1 earlier with Big Red. Stopped on the final match. Could be a similar situation here. Steam Vents. Gren. Not sure that this is the Monument version either. Main deck Ralzeric. More reliant on the Emissaries, it seemed like. Sorry, not Emissaries. More reliant on the like Storm Chaser's talents, it seemed like. Maybe I don't have enough information to say that definitively, but Doing the otter thing. Air Temple. Go for an Emissary. Go for a tapped Temple. Pass it back to you. Talente. Kills off my Emissary. I think this might mean my Gearhulk's getting through. Nice thing about Gearhulk in this list, too, is historically in Gearhulk lists, I end up with a lot of other artifacts. And people like to bring in a Knoll against me, but there's not much of a reason to bring in a Knoll into this list, I think. Pretty much just hits the Gearhulks. Couple Otters, going kind of crazy with it. Let's go Paw Patch Recruit and Ghost Vacuum here, I think, to be able to make their Storm Chasers talents that much worse. Roaring Furnace, R.I.P. I mean, just look at how efficient these otters are, man. It absolutely disgusts me. Absolutely disgusts me. If green wants a 1-mana 3/3, it comes with significant drawbacks. You know what I mean? Cactuar, Patchwork Beastie. Blue gets 1-mana 3/3s all day, dude. All day. Go for the Ghost Vacuum. Feed Paw Patch Recruit into Iroh's Demonstration. Tapped land. I mean, what can you do? We drew a lot of lands there, too. Actually, I think we drew... Did we draw all lands in retrospect? Did we draw all lands? Maybe I drew this Seam Rip early on? No, I must have had the Seam Rip in my opener. Is that right? I think I drew all lands. Can't win them all. Going down to a strong 1. They've never seen a comeback so great. Start exiling some lessons. Paw Patch. Scoop it up. Man, fun run at the very least. 4-1. Thwarted in the final hour. Pretty handily, too. Got our asses absolutely beat. Fun run, though. I liked the deck. The powerful hands were strong. The creature matchups were good. Kind of a rough matchup here, especially. I think the typical prowess lists we'd be a bit stronger into because they're more reliant on spending all of their resources to, like, just outright kill us. So the life total is kind of relevant. They don't have infinite damage, but being on this package with the Storm Chasers talents, the Boomerang basics, and just these like grindy cards in general, like Roaring Furnace, Ral Zarek, it means that they get to outscale our life gain eventually and have all the efficient removal to deal with our dorks and stuff. We did keep a 1-lander game 1, got punished for it. We kept a decent hand game 2. Got punished for it, so not feeling too bad. 4-1, fun run. Let me know what you think about this one. Competitive, not competitive, I don't know. Fun ladder deck at the very least. Fun F&M list, maybe, if you like keeping track of your life total in paper. Appreciate watching. I'll be posting standard content every day, of course. Let me know if you'd like to see anything else. When Slay the Spire 2 comes out, I might put up some Slay the Spire videos. It might be in place of some Magic, or maybe I'll just do it casually on a separate channel. Haven't really thought about that too much. On Friday, I'm going to be doing my first stream on this channel, if you're interested in checking that out. This Friday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. That's all I gotta say. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.